Hey ladies and gents, welcome back to the final episode of my Newcastle United Master League. Well, I say it's the final episode of this season. So this is, we're going to be taking on Leicester, and then we're going to be looking at transfers and players who we should look to buy, and what do we want to do going forward in terms of who I can buy. You know, we're not going to make Europe, so I think signing the likes of, you know, Haaland, for example, would be really unrealistic. So I want to try and keep that realism. I want to look at areas where we could strengthen, so I'm going to discuss those towards the end of this video as well. So yeah, let's dive into the match against Leicester first. Now, I will say this, I think this match is actually vital. So if we just look at the standings right here. So we did say that we would finish in 13th place and above to the board, and we're in 12th, so we're not, you know, that position is safe, but I think, you know, getting to 11th would give us a good chance of not being sacked, because I am actually seriously worried about the actual board in terms of what they're thinking of this performance. Obviously there's no sort of indicator like there was in PES 2018 of how you're doing, which I used to quite like. You know, you used to say the ball confidence was like 56% and stuff like this. So in this game, you just don't know. So, I mean, I could get sacked at the end of this game. We just have to wait and find out, I guess. But I think a win is definitely, you know, it'd be good to end on a win. But at the same time, I think it's going to be quite tricky against the Leicester side, who, you know, have got the likes of Vardy up top. So we'll just see how this goes. So Leicester are playing a 5-3-2. Obviously, James Maddison, massive threat, along with Vardy, Iheanacho. Both of those strikers got tons of pace, but we're going to match that up with Martinez and Tarkowski, both who are very quick on the ground. In terms of the actual team, we've got a lot of players on form here. We've got Daley Blind, we've got St. Maximum on form as well, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do. Joe Linton on form, but I'm just going to leave him on the bench because I think Callum Wilson's a much better striker. Maybe an area where we need to focus on sort of bringing another player in, because Joe Linton hasn't been the best for me, to be honest. So yeah, I think that's where we're going to strengthen. Shelby's off form, so is Nkunku, so they're not going to feature at all. So there we are. That's the team we're going to do or use to face Leicester City. So here we are at St. James's Park for the final match of the season, and I think that's a nice ball just right there. I like the look of that. It's calling for it in the box. Oh, I tell you what, the defender at the near post missed it. Long range effort that. Great play by Wilson to win the ball there. Here's Blint. Maximum. Go on, Maximum, run it. That's nice. Crossed in and headed behind for a corner. First set piece of the match, and easily dealt with. Here's Iheanacho. Blind on the cover. Oh, that's a lovely ball to Iheanacho. Oh my goodness, he's wiped out by the goalkeeper. It's a penalty. Penalty to Leicester. Uh-oh. What's this? Don't give him a red, dude. Come on. Oh my word. Yellow card. Can't afford to be taking a red. Oh yeah, it's clumsy by the goalkeeper. Absolutely wipes out Iheanacho. Oh, he's going to go to the right. I can feel it. I can feel it. No, he's gone to the left. Damn it. Definite pen. Crossed in. What a ball. Oh, good clearance. Away. He's Almirian. Headed out for a corner. Chance to get some good delivery into the box now. Oh, twice I've come close to getting on the end of those. Ball into the box again. Almirian. Oh, struck over the bar. Bit better for us. A little bit better. That's a nice ball. No. Wiped out. Free kick. If this goes in, it's going to be a miracle. Oh, cracks one off the bar! No, the overhead kick. Oh, my word. And you have to put a lot of pace on this. Which meant the dip. It's harder to get the dip on it. Long ball up to Inachu, but good little bit of super counts there just to bring my player back. Love that little bit of physicality there. Absolutely love that. And he's running through as well. This is a chance. Oh! Too onerous on these through balls, I think. Especially with their deep defensive line. It's making things very, very tricky. Ouch. Felt that one. There's Vardy. Into Iheanacho. What a challenge. What a tackle. I tell you what, this is... That's it. It's got a man in the middle. Yes! Just before half-time, we equalise. Own goal by Fofana. But look at this. Got the ball round to Anthony there. Saw the man in the box. Fofana sticks his leg out. Putting it into his own net. Kasper Schmeichel, no chance. It's a nice play. There's Willock. Well played, Willock. Brilliant play. He's got the run on his man. Oh, Sionchu just held him back. His blend. Willock. That's the through ball! Oh, man! Oh, cool, just around the post. Oh, the manual through ball though. That's vital. I feel like this game's becoming a little bit more stretched now. Oh, that's it. That's the ball. It's got a man at the back post, sort of. Oh, he sort of made a run to the near post. Here's Coutinho. Come on. Oh, the deflection was not good for me. Sort of helped Schmeichel. He was really struggling. 1 minute added time. This is it now. Now or never. Oh no! Oh, I can't believe he's blown the whistle there. Through 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. I'd be livid if that was me. But there we are. 1-1 on the final day of the season. Is it enough to keep our job? Only time will tell. You know, we were at bottom of the league in January. I was hoping for 10th and above Arsenal, but we couldn't quite make the target I set ourselves. So kind of disappointed at the same time as being relieved that we did actually get above 13th place. Arsenal did lose on the final day of the season, and this is how the league table looked. So if we did win that game, we would have finished above Burnley. So got some job offers on the table. Kilmarnock and Southampton. Southampton's not a bad team to go to if Newcastle don't offer me a job. But we really do need to look at some players. So up pops one of the most exciting young players in the world football today. Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen. Do we need him? I don't know. But you can see there from his development, he is going to progress pretty quickly into a decent player. But I think, looking at the personality, I need that team player rather than lone wolves in the midfield. More technique over strength, more composure over passion, and more insight over instinct. So for me, not the player that I'm looking for. So after spending half a season with this team, I think it's obvious where my struggles mainly are. So let's just go through this. So the wide area I'm absolutely fine with. We've got plenty of cover. We've got Pedro, we've got Anthony and Kunku. We've got St. Maximum on the left as well. So plenty of options in that wide area. Now, where it really struggles for me is probably this central midfield area and the striking position. So whenever Wilson was off form, in came Joelinton, who didn't really live up to standard. I mean, if we just take a look at, our stats overall in terms of player results, just take a look at his goal record. 9 games, no goals, 2 assists for Joelinton. So really not that great. Whereas Wilson, 17 goals in 32 games. Pretty decent return, to be honest. He is a good striker. But beyond that, there's not many goals coming from any of the other areas of the pitch, really. So we were struggling in that regard, especially Coutinho. I'm really surprised that he only managed to get 1 goal. But he did contribute to 4 assists in the season, which is the joint highest with Willock, who did really well when he came in as well. And he's chipped in with a few goals as well. So, if we just go back to my team, those are the 2 areas I really need to strengthen. I'm happy with the defence. I'm really happy there. Okay, we haven't got the best backups for Trippier and Richie. But, the likes of Daily Blind can play on the left-hand side. We got Javier Manquillo, who does a decent job just filling in for Trippier when he is off form or injured. In this midfield role, I'm really disappointed with Van der Beek. His first touch is absolutely horrendous. I have no idea why. His tight possession isn't too bad. His ball control, which affects your first touch, is 83. But he just doesn't feel great to use, to be honest. And I'm really disappointed. Maybe he will come good. I will keep him in reserve. John Joe Shelby, he's 30 years old now. He's actually played pretty well. He's got really good passing. But again, his first touch isn't great. And when you get that feel that these 2 players have the chance to lose the ball at any second, that's where most of the goals I'm conceding are coming from. Usually a poor first touch out from defence into Van der Beek or John Joe Shelby. They lose the ball for a poor first touch. I get countered and then they end up scoring. Almirian has been really good. He's great at travelling with the ball at high speed. He's very, very quick across the ground and he does make good runs into the box. And Willock has been impressive as well. He came in from Arsenal. He's just 23 years old, so there's plenty of room for development there. So I think I'm going to look to ship Shelby out and then bring in at least 2 or 3 players in this central area. So we're going to look at that and maybe a backup striker for Wilson. I do want to maintain that speed. I think that's really important. I don't really want a juggernaut up top. It's not my style of play. But Joelinton can come in if, offering that aerial threat that perhaps the backup striker that I'm thinking about is not going to offer. So just offers us something a little different. But other than that, I think the team is fine. The wide area is fine. The defence, certainly the 2 centre-backs and the backup defenders are fine. Lascelles done a really good job, as has Blind when he's been called upon. So really happy with the team overall. But just this 2 central midfield area and a backup for Coutinho would be nice as well. Coutinho is fabulous, but he is 30 years old now. So we got to look to... And he's ever so injury prone. I don't know what his injury... injury resistance 1. And he has been injured quite a lot throughout this season. So definitely going to need a backup for him. Because when I do bring on another midfielder for him, there's no one that can really play his role as well as he does. So definitely a backup for Coutinho and definitely 2 first team starters in that central midfield area. And once we got that, I think, we can look to develop the likes of Anthony and Kunku and Pedro and maximum who can really push on and do even better next season. So that's where I'm going to look to strengthen. And now I'm going to dive into the transfer market. The end of the season review. We may have started the season off poorly, but we bounced back. Well done for achieving the new goal we set ourselves. The downward spiral from the get-go made it a bit hard to bounce back, but there's always next season. So it looks like we've kept our job, ladies and gents. Whew, that was close. I was really worried. So here's some of the players that I actually went in for. I went for Canales. I really like the look of this guy. He is 31 years old, but he's got great dribbling, ball control, tight position, short pass. And I was really looking forward to getting this guy in. However, he has, well, the contract negotiations broke down because the proposed contract length was the deal breaker, which is a real shame. But hopefully maybe we can go back in for him a little bit later. Osimhen, well, you know, what I wanted was Jamie Vardy. I wanted Jamie Vardy, but I wanted a younger version. So that meant high speed, high acceleration, and most importantly, good offensive awareness. And this player offers that. He's got great conditioning as well. You know, he is probably the closest thing you can get to Vardy without being Vardy. The only thing he does lack is finishing in comparison to Vardy. Vardy's finishing is much higher. But 80, you know, he's got room to grow, I'm sure. So we could probably try and train his finishing to be a little bit better. But overall, he's a great looking player. The only problem is he's going to set me back £88 million when he's only worth £58 million. So I'm just going to have to go in and I'm going to accept that offer. So adding a little bit of pace to that attack, but a nice big chunk of that budget is gone. Next is Dani Olmo. Now, like I said, I wanted to bring someone in to strengthen Coutinho's position as he's going to be a sub. He's going to set me back £75 million, but he was happy to join us, so I didn't have to offer too much more on his salary to get him to join us. He's a whole player. He plays for Spain, attack midfield role, and he's really, really good. I've used him in Spain, and he feels amazing. That's because of the tight possession, the dribbling, and the ball control. Exactly what you need in that, you know, in those tight spaces in between defense and attack. So that is why I'm going to bring him in. He offers, you know, he's a decent age as well. He's just 24 years old. So he is definitely going to be another player I'm going to bring in for £75 million. Idrissa Gueye, well, you know, he is 33 years old, but he offers a lot of steel as a defence midfielder. And, you know, just £19 million, just shy of £19 million. You know, he's on the downward spiral. He's got good tight possession, but look at his defensive awareness and ball winning and aggression. You know, he's got unlimited stamina and really good balance stats. So could offer a little bit of experience there. He's not the most expensive player, but his salary is crazy high. It's £7.3 million for a salary. That is very, very high, but you know, we'll get that money back if we ever offload him. So I'm going to accept that offer as well. And the final player, and the one I'm probably most excited about because I really want to boost that central midfielder, is Zielinski from Napoli. You know, again, I'm looking at ball control, dribbling, tight possession, low pass, all those good stats. It would be nice if he had a higher balance stat, but overall, I'm really happy with this. You know, he is 28, so he's not getting any younger. He's got some good player skills, and there we go. Look at the personality: team player, composure, technique, insight. That's the four key things that you need if you want to sort of really create that Eric Ten Hag style. So that's really important. And obviously, the proposed salary is 6.8 million. Again, it's high, as you know, I'm paying literally double his market value, but it's the only thing I had to do. You have to pay big money if you want these players. So that's exactly what I'm going to do for him. So that's going to take us down to 334 million and just 24 million in the salary budget. It's still ridiculously high. Still got loads of money to play with. But those are the players that I'm going to bring in and really strengthen the side. Like I said, the three central midfield area positions and the striking position. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Canales in. Would have been nice to have him, as he definitely really excites me. So I'm going to try and go back in for him if I can. So Bournemouth, Birmingham and Preston North End enter the Premier League, with Watford, Brighton and Leeds getting relegated. So we went back in for Canales one more time, this time just offering him a year on his salary and a contract, and you can see that I'm actually able to snap him up. So he is going to be our next signing. So on our scouting network, Yuri Tillmans has popped up, and I'm going to actually make a bid for him because we'll be able to get him pretty cheap, as you can see there, £34 million. And he's positive about signing for our club, so maybe offer him 3.6 million in salary. And there we are. We have managed to snap up a deal for him. Obviously, his market value is normally 54 million. We managed to get him for a cut price of 36.7 million. And obviously, that's because we bought him through the scouting network. Now, what I would say is that he is going to be a transfer or free transfer at the end of this season in real life. So, you know, a signing that could be realistic if Newcastle throw some dosh at him, I'm sure. So there we are, now down to 20 million in salary budget and 264 million transfer budget. So now with these new signings, we're starting to look a bit more formidable in that midfield area and with some strength on the bench as well. So, you know, Dani Olmo, Canales on the bench, we can really mix this up and change it around as we see fit. But Idrissa Gueye going to be really important in that defence midfield role with Coutinho and Zielinski taking that forward role. And obviously we've got Osimhen, hopefully I pronounced his name right, as a backup for Wilson. What I would say is there's something you might have noticed is that I didn't sign anyone over the rating of 85. So I'm trying to keep it fairly realistic in terms of who we sign. We're not going to go out and buy the likes of Mbappe just yet or Haaland. We need that Champions League spot before we can even think about doing that, and obviously strengthening some of the other areas before we move on. One area that we probably need to look at is our fullback positions. Trippier is 32, Richie 33. They're not getting any younger, and we don't have fantastic backups. Blind is 32, so certainly those fullback positions are probably the next area that we need to strengthen before we go absolutely crazy in the transfer market. So here is Yuri Tillmans being unveiled to the press. And that's definitely my midfield area sorted. It's well and truly strengthened. Now, I did mention about the fullback positions being or need to be strengthened and looked at. And I've gone for Max Aarons from Norwich City. So it offers good acceleration. Whilst he hasn't got pinpoint crossing, he's a very, very capable defender. Very young. Plenty of room for growth. So I'm going to bring him in for 43.6 million. And then Alex Telles, who's playing a bit part for Manchester United. He has got pinpoint crossing. He's got very, very good stats across the board. He is 30 years old. But, you know, he's going to offer a little bit more quality, I think. We have received an offer for Hayden. He is a good little player, you know. But I just think, you know, with the low tight possession, ball control and dribbling stats, he's not exactly a Ten Hag style player, so I'm going to release him. So there we are. This is how my team looks at the minute. So, you know, brand new striker, Coutinho, Zielinski, Gueye, Maximum, Anthony. Look at that bench now. Much stronger. Tillmans, Dani Olmo, Canales, Wilson on the bench, and Nkunku, Pedro. Plenty of options in that midfield area. And defensively as well now. We've got Max Aarons, Daley Blind, and Matt Ritchie as Alex Telles comes in on that left-hand side. So, you know, the team is starting to take shape, and this should be a team to certainly break into the top four. You know, maybe not win the league, but if we can get that Champions League spot, we can then start to sign some mega stars and really, really push on. Maybe the only weak spot is Dubravka, but I was really happy with his performance last season. But he is 33 years old, so perhaps got to think about bringing in a new goalkeeper. And we do actually fix that goalkeeping, you know, area that sort of looking for a young goalkeeper who can improve. 25 years old, Dean Henderson from Manchester United, tired of playing second fiddle to David De Gea. So we're going to bring him in for 26.8 million. And that, ladies and gents, concludes this episode. So I am really looking forward to trying to use these new players in these first two epic games which are going to come in the next episode. Wolves and then Manchester United. So a real good test there just to find out our level maybe. And then we've got Norwich and Man City. So it is a baptism of fire at the start of the Premier League season. You know, if we can take, from the first 4 games, say 8 points, I would be certainly happy with that. 2 draws and 2 wins. But any more than that would be an absolute bonus. Let me know what you think in the comments about the signings. What do you think about the players I brought in? Are you really happy with the signings I made? Would you have done anything different? Anyway, that is all from me, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode, where we are going to get and see just how well these signings can do, and hopefully can bring that Ten Hag style through onto the pitch. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.